Hey friends, it's Marie here again for Tonic Studios, and I get to share the new stamp club for the month. And I think that this stamp club is mermazing. Get it? It's a pun. Okay, I'm just gonna get into showing you the stamps and the dies and move away from all of the terrible puns and jokes. So let's take a look. All right, this is this month's stamp set. I'm gonna grab a piece of white paper to put it behind my stamps so that you can see it a little bit better. Here they are. This is so cute, guys. This is a mermaid theme. Like I said, it's pretty mermazing. So we've got some little mermaids here, and a little dolphin friend and a narwhal, along with some other little images here. So I just want to kind of lay these out, let you see them. These were so much fun to color using all kinds of different alcohol markers from Tonic, adding some little details with white gel pen. Like this little girl here, I gave her some details on her fins and flippers. And this guy here, I put a few little white dots on his back. So you can add detail with white gel pens if you like to, with your coloring. I used alcohol markers, but you can use watercolor. I think that would go really fun with the theme. You could use colored pencil, anything you like to go ahead and color these fun little images. Now, like I said, we've got a narwhal, we've got some dolphins, we've got all of these fun mermaids. There is a treasure chest here, along with some little critters like an oyster or clamshell. I'm not sure which one has the pearl in it, oysters or clams. You guys tell me. There's a jellyfish, a starfish, a shell. Here's a little fish down here. I forgot him. That one looks like Nemo. And so we have all kinds of fun images on this stamp set. Now there's also a lot of fun stamp sentiments here that go along, like birthday fishes, make a splash, let's celebrate, good to see you, you mermaid to be mine, and you're so flippin' fantastic. So I think those are all really fun. Now, Tonic, along with the stamps for every month, they give you the die set that coordinates. So let's take a look at that one as well. I'm gonna move my stamps off to the side. And here is the die set. Now, most of the dies in this kit this month coordinate with the stamp. So I use all of the little coordinating pieces to cut out the stamp images. But there's also a few extras. So they have these little coral pieces, which I cut out and I just did a little ink blending on. So you could build a cute little ocean scene with those. There's this little wave piece here if you want to cut that into some paper, make it look a little wavy. Here's another wave piece as well. And then down here we have these fun little dies. I kind of want to just spend a minute and show you all of these. So you have this outline die here, and then you have all of this one that cuts out all of these little circles. So you could cut out a ton of little bubbles if you wanted to, and then they have these fun little inserts that are different designs that go into these bubbles. So they've got one that's got a turtle in it, there's an anchor, and this tiny one up here has some little fish in it. So these are really fun. You can layer them together. You can cut out an outline by using this outside one and the inside one, or you could go ahead and I've already made a card for us today. Make a fun little shaker card. I used this outline die just to cut out that outline on my card. Then I did some ink blending in the background, filled it with some fun sequins, and then cut these little pieces out and glued them right in there. So I thought that was really fun. Now, I didn't put this little outline piece in there, but if you wanted to, it would fit, and you could get another outline piece in there, but I kind of liked seeing through the window and making a really fun shaker card. Now, I also used this sentiment from the set, Make a Splash, and this is just a really clean and simple little shaker card. But I think it would be fun to make a card now with our little mermaids, so let's go ahead and make a card together with this month's kit. Okay, So I want to make a really fun scene on my background that kind of looks like all of these mermaids together having fun in the ocean. So I'm going to take a little bit of this mica mist, shaking it up side to side, and I'm going to spritz a little bit on my card background so it kind of looks like a fun watery ocean. Doing this right on my glass mat because it'll be super easy to clean up. And I'm even leaving some of it uncovered. I don't have to completely cover the whole thing. Now I'm going to let that dry while I just kind of spray my glass mat bit here and take a rag and just wipe it down. Super easy to clean up. Now, just a tip for you if you're using the mica sprays, if you want to make sure that they don't clog, because they do have mica in it, which is a very fine glitter. If you want to make sure they don't clog after you use them, make sure you properly take care of them. That means take them over to the sink, take your cap off, and put this part into some warm water and just pump it out until it cleans out the whole nozzle and there's no more mica mist or spray in there. That way it won't dry out, it won't clog in there, and you'll be able to just pick it up and use it again the next time that you want it. So that'll save you some pain of having clogged nozzles when you're using the mica sprays. They look so pretty on your backgrounds, but they can be a pain if they clog. So make sure you just take care of them properly. So I've got some spray on my background here. I want to add some more glitter. So I'm going to grab a glitter marker, and I think I have to go over there on the other side of my room to grab it, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed a few different colors of my glitter markers. So this is just the silver one, glitter gloss, and this is actually an aqua flow pen marker. So this has watercolor in it. I'm just going to add some of this sparkles to my background. I think that would be really fun and pretty. The mica mist has sparkles in it as well, but I want it to look like there's some more splashes and sparkles all over on here. So I'm going to add some more of this right to my background. And again, when you're working on your glass mat, it's super easy just to clean that all up. All right, I'm also going to add some splatters of this Empress Teal color. This is watercolor. Not a ton. It is a little bit more green than my background is, so I'm just going to add some splatters. I think that looks really fun. So it's a little bit darker, so I just want some little splatters here and there. Adding some texture, some fun visual interest to my background. All right, I think that looks good. Kind of looks like a ocean background, right? I'm gonna just kind of pat away some of that extra liquid there. Set this to the side. And I'm actually gonna take my heat tool and dry this a little bit so we can move on with our card. Okay, now my next part before I move on is I want to trim this down a little bit. So on a lot of my cards, I like to leave a little bit of a border. It just looks a little bit more finished with that matted border there. So I'm going to take my trimmer and just trim 1/4 of an inch off of each side. So trim a little bit. And this is going to be an A2 size card, so that would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So after I trim down this front panel, it's actually going to be 4 by 5 1/4. All right. Just going to throw away my little scraps here. Okay, now I want to make a really fun little gathering of all of these mermaids on my background. So I want to see if I can fit them all on here. So I'm okay if a little bit hangs off the side because like we said, we have a little bit of a border around our card. So if her tail is kind of hanging off a bit, that's perfectly fine to me. I'm just going to try to arrange these together, see how it fits. I think that looks really cute with all of these different girls. Of course, I had to have the redhead with freckles because my son, if you've seen any pictures, he's got the red hair and the freckles, so I had to color one like her. But it was really fun to play around with different skin and hair colors. So go ahead and have fun creating with these little mermaids here. I've given them all kinds of different colors of fins and hair and skin, and I tried to do an Ariel red, which I actually blended some of the shadows with browns if you wanted to try that as well. I think it's a little bit darker than Ariel's bright red hair, but I think I really like how her hair turned out. I thought that was pretty. So I'm going to grab a plain card base, maybe. And this, like I said, is going to have a little bit of a border around it. So that's going to give me a good idea of what it's going to look like when it's all stuck down. I'm actually going to go ahead and stick it down right now because after putting all that liquid on it, it is a little bit warped, which isn't a problem because once I put it on my card base, once I adhere it down, it's going to be fine. But I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down right away. I'm using some of this tape or tissue adhesive from Tonic. I'm going to put that on the back. And as I'm doing this, I think I want to change my mind and actually I want to put foam adhesive on the back. Now I have some of these bigger foam pads from Tonic. These are actually black foam. So if you're doing like a black card base or something, these will blend right in. You won't notice them as much. I think with having them behind my card front, I won't notice them much anyway. So I'm okay kind of using these today. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on my card front, peel off that backing paper. That comes off so nicely. I don't have to worry about it hanging on and struggling to get that paper off while I'm crafting. All right, I just want to line this up, make sure I've got my little border on all 4 sides and press it down. So that is going to keep it a little bit more flat while I'm trying to work with my girls, my little mermaids. I think they're so cute. All right, so I'm also going to put my little mermaid girls on some foam adhesive. So let me grab all of my little foam squares off to the side here. I recently moved my craft room around. I rearranged and I downsized. So everything is not where it used to be. I'm getting used to finding all the supplies again. So I just want to kind of eyeball this again, see where I put everyone the first time. And then I'll see which ones I want to pop up. So I think this girl needs to be popped up on some foam adhesive. And if I'm gonna, I want to pop some of them up on foam adhesive and leave some of them glued down so that I get a variety of height. All right, so I'm gonna have these 2 girls popped up and the other ones in the background. So I'm gonna glue my background girls down first, get those in place, and then I'll know where to pop up my foreground mermaids. Okay. So she's having a party in the background there. And then so is this girl. Just using my Nuvo liquid glue. I love this stuff. It works so great on all of my paper crafts. Actually, I can move her over just a little bit. Here we go. And go ahead and make sure those are stuck down. Even if you want to, while you're working on something else, put a stamp block there. That works too. All right, and I'm going to load these two girls up with lots of foam adhesive. I love these little squares. They're perfect for these die cut images. And I know this is the theme for August, which is a really fun theme. It kind of makes me want to take a tropical vacation, even though we've had like 3 vacations this summer. You know, I'm not sure if we're just kind of ready to settle down, getting back to school and all of that stuff. I can't believe summer's over already, but it still sounds really good to me to take a beach vacation. All right, I'm gonna put her right here, kind of at an angle. They're swimming around in the ocean, so we want to show a little bit of movement there. And I'm gonna put her over here. I love the different personalities on these girls too. She looks like she's just having a party. She looks like she wants to be in the background just watching everybody. And this chick just looks too cool for school, I think. So I'm just gonna set her here. Okay, now I also really loved that the die set gives you all of this coral, these coral pieces and different critters and ocean creatures that you can add onto your background. All right, so I'm going to fill in some of the gaps around my background, my scene, with some of these little coral pieces and the fish, and just see what we can do. So actually I want this piece over here. I think that looks good. And then I'm going to put this one on the other side. I think there would be a lot of fun ideas for these mermaids. Like you could do a spinner card and have one of the mermaids kind of spinning when you open it up. Do some shaker cards like I showed you. Lots of fun things. Obviously, you could do a lot of watercolor with these cards since it's supposed to be an ocean theme anyway. Go ahead and get some watercolor in there. I'm gonna put a few shells down here with a starfish. And foam adhesive for this guy. I love varying the heights on things using liquid glue and foam glue. I think it just gives it a lot more interest, a lot more going on that you can go ahead and just take time enjoying the scene. And if you like to color, these are some really fun coloring images. And a little jellyfish up here. There's that guy. We got to put this little guy somewhere, maybe right over here. There is a lot going on in this scene, but I love it. Now, I don't know if I have any room for this treasure chest, but that would be really fun to put in there too, or even the pearl. And I didn't even get our cute little dolphin or narwhal in there, but you totally could. If you wanted more room for a scene, you can always do a slimline card or a bigger format like a 6x6 or a 5x7. But I really like the A2 size cards, so I'm going with it. You could also put a bunch of sequins on here, Nuvo drops if you wanted to make it look like water droplets. I think we are going to move on to the sentiment. And sometimes when I'm creating, I don't remember to leave space for a sentiment until the end. But I think we could even get away with putting a little sentiment here on the bottom on just a cardstock strip of paper. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think it looks like they're all having a lot of fun. So let's go with the Let's Celebrate stamp. And I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper to go ahead and stamp that out. So I'm going to emboss it in white. I've got some white embossing powder. This is Glacier White. Get my trusty coffee filter and my embossing ink. So I'm going to put this on a little stamp block here. Make sure I get it inked up really well. And then go ahead and I'm just going to stamp it right there. Give it a good press. Make sure I get all that ink onto that paper. All right. Now, when I'm embossing, I like to use a coffee filter because it catches all that extra embossing powder and I can just dump it right back into my little jar and use it again next time. So let's go ahead and dump some of that on. Tap off all the extra. There we go. Save all of that embossing powder for another time. And I'm gonna grab my heat tool and melt this embossing powder. There we go, we've got a sentiment. Just let it cool down for just a second. Doesn't take long for that embossing powder to cool down, but sometimes if you touch it too quickly, it can actually smear. But it's good now, it's nice and cool. So I'm gonna put it into my trimmer here and just trim this down just a tad. I love how this trimmer can cut those strips with sentiment on it. And I think I want to just kind of stick this behind. Can we do that? Here. I think that actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to put some foam adhesive on this as well. You can never have enough foam adhesive. Let's put some on this side and on this side. And I'm going to put some glue. Where did I put my glue? There we go. Got some glue. I'm going to put some liquid glue in the middle because this is going to go across this girl here that's popped up already. So I just want to have some dimension on each of the ends. And then this glue is going to stick to her. So it's going to be supported the whole way across. Tuck that behind there. I am going to have to move this adhesive over a little bit. And then get my scissors and just trim this part off. Oh, a little bit crooked. Let's fix that. Perfect. All right, there is a super cute mermaiding card with this month's stamp club. Also a little shaker card, which was a lot of fun to create. So I hope you guys enjoyed a look at the Mermaid Stamp Club for August with Tonic Studios. I hope this has given you some inspiration on how to craft with these dies and these stamps. If you enjoyed the Stamp Club this month, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give Tonic a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, tap the bell for notifications so you never miss another video, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.